So, all right, so we're good to go. And today's session is one of the best sessions you have ever attended in your life. It's not a sales training. We've done marketing and everything. The only is objection handling. And we all go through objections. Yes or yes? When we are selling, we go through the objections and customers come up with different objections. I want to ask my wife, I want to ask my partner, don't want to do it now. It's expensive. I don't have the money. I don't have the time. So we'll peel the layer one by one today. And this today's session will pay for your entire fee for the course. So how do we turn no into yes and influence them and crush the objections? So we are one step in life. That one step changes our life. For example, you all know the story. When I was struggling, I took that US. I had no money. I didn't have resources, but I was resourceful. So I organized a ticket on credit. I organized some dollars. I organized to stay in US. I organized to get referrals from my friends there. And today I'm standing here because of that one step. Till today, because of that one step. Because then from poverty to a top exporter, from a poor to a very rich multimillionaire, young entrepreneur, from a nobody to a listed company and a award, that one step change. So remember this thing when you are doing the sales, when you are talking to your customers, that one step you have to always keep in mind can change their life also. So whatever we did here, which got us here, may not work this year and take you there. So we need to learn, we need to evolve. How many of you, by the way, are learning about AI? Learning means learning, which can increase your productivity. Because AI is going to change everything. It's already changed a lot of things. And as I say that this decade belongs to people who learn how to set up a 21st century business. And a lot of companies are going to be out of business. So use AI, learn about AI. This is the year you should be learning about it and using it for your business. The only strategy to make massive passive income is, any idea? Type in the chat box. What's the strategy to generate massive passive income in your life? Just any guesses in the chat box. Multiple source of income, stocks. Yes, few more answers. Unlimited active income, Dipjyoti. Leveraging, good. Rent, compounding, building loyal customer, be a speaker. Anybody else? Diversification, children, rental income, change with time, creating community. Different answers. Most of you are right also. Publishing books, YouTuber, to marry someone rich. That's the best answer. Yes or yes? Need smileys here. Thank you, Samik. This is a joke. So this is going to be the best sales training. That's the promise. So the thing is, we have a very high moral responsibility to be rational. Charlie Munger recently passed away. So the power is sales closing. So who wants to be powerful here? Type me in the chat box if you want to be powerful. Because sales is power. That gives you power to generate income, that gives you power to influence people, that gives you power to add value to people's life and become a change maker. So the power in closing that sales, we're going to talk about sales, closing, not the other part, how do you sell? Because this is the most important part in the entire process. You've done the marketing, you got the leads, but how about closing makes you the money? So you can be powerful and good, and you can be powerful and bad also. Either way, when you harness that power, if you can harness that power, it amplifies who we are. So who is so excited about decision making and selling with logic to make lots of money? Type yes in the chat box. It's going to be a very exciting session. So there are different selling styles. So here we'll talk about selling with logic to make a lot of money. There are emotional sellers who connect with heart, and the emotional buyers. You don't care much about the money and you connect with your buyers and everything about emotions. How many of you are emotional sellers? Type me in the chat box if you are fall into this category. So you get emotionally involved with the prospect and invested. Then there is a logical selling. that you talk about the product, sales, it makes sense, fine, otherwise leave it. How many of you fall into this category? Logical selling. So let's discuss this, and if it makes sense, fine, or otherwise it's okay. So what is the framework to use and getting your yes? Because that's the most important part we want to hear in sales. Yes? So not the yes we are going to buy, yes we are going to decide also. Yes, Maya, make your customer agree. So the problem here is that buyer is always confused between yes or no. So that's the definition of power, ability to influence the people to take the decision and own that decision. The later part is important part, that making that decisions and owning it in a full mind and being happy about it, that yes, I have taken the decision. So our goal is taking the pressure of selling, like Nali posted some moments ago. Never be desperate. When we have that pressure on our mind, this is not good. So when we give that power to the customer, that you are the decision maker, you make the decision and own it. So you have no pressure in selling because you are rationally decided. That is important, because motivational or emotional buyer often get excited and later backs out. At that moment, they are happy, they have that emotions high. And if they're rationally not convinced, they'll back out next day. How many of you face this situation? That customer said yes and next day backed out or later backed out at the time of payment or signing the order. How many of you face this situation? Right? So we all go through this problem here. So the reason is emotion. That buyer wants to deal with you emotionally, but somewhere you lack that skill to convert them logically also. So what does being rational, logical have to do with selling? The question. Emotionally, people want to believe you. They are with you. उनका दिल कह रहा है, their heart is saying that I want to work with you, I want to buy your product or service. They want to buy. But now is your job to satisfy their logical brain to justify that decision. 2 years ago, when I was selling high value program, and we faced this problem, that customer should say yes, they'll pay advance and later they'll back out. And the amounts were huge, 20 lakh, 15 lakh, 30 lakh, 46 we calculated. So it's like marrying someone, when the emotions fade, the logic continues. क्या होता है कि शादी के 3-4 साल के बाद तो इमोशन और वो जो शुरू का प्यार मोहब्बत होता है, when you are in love, very very high emotions. Which is the love emotion hormone? Which is the love hormone? Is it cortisol? Who knows it? Serotonin. So what happens is, when you are in love, you like each other. Before marriage, if she's eating an apple and making a sound, kachak, you love it. If she's drinking tea, you love it. And after a few years, when this oxytocin or serotonin or it goes out of the window, and then suddenly that sound start to bother you. So in the marriage also, when the emotion fades, the logic continues. The reason for that relationship, to take it forward and live with someone for the life, and still liking it, loving it, adjusting with each other, growing all together. So few believe that serve me very well in selling is, number one, that people want to believe you. They want to buy, but you must help their logical brain to justify the decision. And expect and plan no. All the salespeople here, the teams here, it's okay to get no. It's not a failure. It's expected. So don't be surprised. Ready for the no. Smile when you hear the no. Don't get disappointed. As per research, 80% of the customers say yes after saying 4 times no. And 90% salespeople give up till the 4th attempt. So if they already were going to say yes, you are not necessary, you are not required. They'll just send you the money and sales is done. Yes or yes? Why are you required in selling them? You're not necessary in between. Just send the information, they'll pay and done. So selling happens, closing begins after. And it's easier to handle obstacles than objections. So when you've done all your pitching and everything, after that, the closing happens. You have done everything, you have done proposals, you have done the pitch, you explain the product or service. Now, the reason they are struggling, they can't decide on their own, they need your help. That's why you are required. They're not able to decide whether it's yes or no. So that's your job. And this one is a big one. If you didn't get the gas from the price tag, you didn't go high enough. Now, how many of you and your team, if it's you or your team, I hear this all the time. Our prices are high, our prices are high, our prices are high. How many of you face this situation from your team, sales team? So many times. Satyagiri, all the time, regular. So it's okay if someone says, oh, you too high. Give this kind of expression. So sales is power. If you can have the ability to influence others, that is power. And to train your sales team, they have to be comfortable with no and this reaction from the customer that your price is high, I don't want to buy. This is a training issue here, the mindset issue. Because sales team will always ask you to discount. They'll always say this. So help them to help them. You are on their team. Now at this point of time, you are on the customer side. And your job is to help them to help them. उनको खुद का मदद चाहिए. वो हमको उनको empower करना है. Guys, you need this. I'm helping you to help yourself. I'm on your side. I'm your team. So selling properly is the first step to becoming a coach. Your first impression and the expectation you set dictate the relationship. And selling is helping prospects make decisions to help themselves. So keep the prospect, not the sale, as the priority. It's not about you, it's about them. You are now working from their point of view. You are a consultant to them. Take that pressure away. And do not ever argue. Your first statement should be, I understand. Totally agree with you. Never start with a word called but. Don't use this word. And always maintain childlike curiosity. What makes you think our prices are high? What kind of service you expect? How long do you want this product to last? What problems this product will solve for you? How much money you think my product can save you? How much increase in your productivity can happen because of my ERP or my solution or my product or my consultancy? Questions. Maintain that. Closing is a dance, not a fight. You got to have fun in this. It's a seduction, not a rape. Don't pound them with that, I want to sell, you have to buy. Take it easy here. Make them comfortable. Peel the objection layer one by one. So it's a transfer of belief over a bridge of trust. You must have that belief to transfer it. Having that trust, because of that trust, you all are here today. And you can only build trust if you genuinely want to help. Humans are exceptionally good at sniffing out intentions. Hello. This is very, very big. People can find out intentions like this. The moment your intention is only to sell or missell or just to sell and not to deliver anything, they'll find out. People are smart. You can fool them only once and life. But if you win that trust and you deliver, you have them for life. Not only them, their entire network, you can have them. How many of you agree with this statement? Type yes in the chat box. So closures are a hard question because they genuinely care. And the person who cares the most about the prospect wins the sale. I'll repeat. The person who cares the most about the prospect wins the deal. And record and measure your all sales. Analyze what went right, what went wrong, what's going on. Keep on improving, because unless you measure, you will not know. What's your customer acquisition cost? What's your lead cost? How are you doing? What percentage? Is that percentage improving? You need to learn better skills. Again, power is the ability to influence the people, and you must learn that skill. And you will learn that skill today. So when does the selling happen? All the time. Lead, qualify lead, solicit sale, close sales. The entire time. You're selling all the time. Vyapari khelta bala, Vyapari bechta bala, khiladi khelta bala. In English for Subhadra, I'll say the businessman is always selling and the sports person is always playing. That's why they remain fit. To close sales. So everything you have to do after asking for the sale is to get someone to buy. And is the highest predictor of success in business. How many of you agree with that? The more closing, the more money you have, the bigger business you have, the richer you are. So that is what matters in the end. That's what matters. So if you've seen, no matter, in case of soccer, your defense is bad, your goalkeeper is bad, but the team which is spend more time in that opposite team D, which is near the goal, they score the maximum goals. Yes or yes? Because they are able to close better. They win the medals, they win the World Cup. So whatever leads you are getting, you have the best team, you have the best product, you have the best price. Unless the closing happen, nothing will happen. So this is where, if you notice in any game, the team which is most of the time near the goal, their forwards are here in this area, they always win. Those who have the maximum time, the possession of the ball, and they are right there near the goal all the time. They'll hit, they'll miss, they'll hit, they'll miss. So now this is very important part. 10% never going to buy. So don't waste your time on that at all. They will never buy. Sometimes even negative, sarcastic, sometimes even abusive, insultive. Don't worry about them. And 10% bottom will always buy. You do anything or don't do anything, they'll buy. 80% in the middle, they need help in deciding. This is a huge chunk which we are missing. And the most people only get this bottom 10%. How many of you are in there? Be honest. That in the bottom 10%, you are happy doing that sales. With the easy customers who are on the first love at first sight, they'll buy from you. So this 80% requires skill, which we're going to talk about today. Like Samik and Dipali are being very honest. I used to be there. I would take first no on my personal ego that leave him alone. And this 80% in the middle is going to make you tons of money. They need your help to close the sales. This is the reason you need this session today. So if after today's session, you just have one more deal per month, if you are in a B2B situation, which most of you are in, or one more deal every week, this session will pay for your entire fee today. So all of you are okay with this outcome if you learn today in the next, that you are able to close more, earn more money, getting extra deals closed, and recover the entire fee you have paid, closing more sales, making more money. If you are happy with this outcome, give me big yes. Thank you. So you are one decision away from changing your life forever. And that one decision you guys decided to be on board on Build to Scale. Few of you will be multimillionaire, few of you will be millionaires, more than what you are today. Few of you will be billionaires, or maybe all of you will be billionaires. It depends how hard you work, how smart you work, how consistent you are. This is the ground, fertile ground here, where we have the entire ecosystem to take you to that journey. And I do everything in my power to help you to achieve that. But instead of changing our lives, we blame. We give power to the sources outside of our control. Because of this, because of that, I'm not able to do that. So that is why so many people are weak and powerless. So let's do a fun activity. So help you make a decision to help yourself with whatever decisions you are facing right now in last 1 week, 1 month. And you can use this framework to help prospect to help themselves and become more powerful. So what are the decisions you need to make right now, or last 1 week you are confused whether to take or not to take? Let's have a few shares here. Who would like to go first?
Sir, I mean, since long time, I am in a confusion whether to wind up one retail store, which is I've been holding over last 20 years. Started my business there, and now moved to my own, uh, space. And this retail showroom is right on the main road, to a very small space. But due to lack of manpower, proper team, I'm unable to run the show there. So I'm just holding it, paying around 20,000 rupees rent every month. So it's almost like last 7 years, I'm not able to generate any business out of that. I'm just retaining due to my emotional and sentimental reasons that started my business here, and I don't want to close that. It's a rental only. It's not a own space. So that decision I'm unable to take. It's in a very prime location. and maybe someone looking to have their footage in Pondicherry could connect to me, and we can discuss on like what brand and what business can take their business there.
Okay. Anybody else?
So,
So, Suresh, Praveen
Uh,
here.
yes, go ahead.
So, from my experience of networking, last 1 week, I have really had to make a decision is how to participate in EEC better
Right.
for the benefit of the people and for myself, and we grow together. So, I took that decision only 3 days back that I will start participating, and I see a lot of opportunity, wonderful forum. So, this is one of the decisions. Confused, but I went through an analysis to arrive at a decision.
Right. So what you need to do is, one second, give me a second. I want to show you a slide before. So I want to show you that you are a prospect, how to think through the decision. Reverse the role. Think in terms of that you are the prospect and how you can help others by using their framework. So yes or no, what I want, what I don't want. This is what normally happens, what I want, what I don't want. So maximize the left and minimize the right. That's the keyword here. Now go. Yes, Satyam.
okay. This is something which has been troubling me on my head for almost 5 years, and I'm sitting and living with this bloody weight. Started 7 years back professionalizing the business, and I always told Rishi that we need to go out and grow. You can't grow with your own funds, and we need to get funds to grow because opening up stores takes a lot of capital. Uh, growing in the large format business takes a lot of capital. And always between us, it was this fight and tug of war that no, this is not the right time. 20 crores is not enough. Okay, 40 crores. 40 crores is not enough. Okay, we need to touch 100 crores. Then we should go out for this. But that's the point. And now what's happened, I'm not saying we've lost the game. That's nowhere close. We've just had a little setback, which we are reorganizing. You are aware about all that. But then again, now the same question, is this the right time or should we reorganize and maybe after 2 years go out with what I feel we should do? I'm very clear that we need to go and do this. But what is the right time? I think we need to restructure first and then do it. But I really feel that when the ecosystem was awesome 5 years back, when the company is showing average 30, 40% consistently for the last 7, 8 years, it was a good time to do it. And I think turnover is not important. I think at that time, even 25 crores or 30 crore turnover was not important. You didn't have to say that we'll do 100 and then we'll get a better valuation. So it's always been a fight between Rishi and me on this side.
So one more thing I want to bring to everybody's notice is that since you mentioned the funding part of it, my humble request is today the ecosystem is there, private equity, private placement, equity funding. Don't go for debt unless you are too sure of your cash flow that you will be not only able to service but pay off the debt. I want to show you a news item which will totally shaken me and firm my belief that not to go for loans. This gentleman on the 7th January in the courtroom, he was shaking. He couldn't even stand. Almost a billionaire worth $700-800 million worth. He told judge, no hope for future, let me die in prison. My wife is suffering with cancer. I am suffering with arthritis. I am suffering with prostate. I can't stand. And he continuously was crying in the court. Avoid loans as much as possible. Go for equity. Go for equity. And have enough profits to be a zero debt company. Narayan Murthy from the day one is a zero debt company. He's never taken loans. Because God forbid something goes wrong, the bankruptcy laws are not yet in place to protect a businessman and banks file a criminal suit. So decisions, decisions. You are one decision away to change your life. So if you decide to buy the offer, you feel more certain about your decision. If you decided not to buy the offer, you feel more certain about the decision. That's the power we want to give. Be certain. If you decide to buy, good. If you decided not to buy, after all the things done, be certain. And if you are undecided, you make a decision and you feel good, it is one that has the highest likelihood of getting you closer to where you want to be. So the customer says, I don't want to buy. Yes, I understand. I want you to decide for you, not for me. I'll be the same either way. If some of you would not have been here, it would have made any difference in my life. But it was your life which is changing. So I agree with that. The 1 month only, Satyagiri, only 1 month. Wife cried when he paid. She said, "What have you done? We are SME. You paid 3,54,000. Yes, Satya?
Yes, sir. Exactly.
But he was,
Yeah, my answer was that, I was, without having any emotional attachment, said, hey, I'm paying 3 lakh 50 rupees, 3,50,000. I'm going to learn something. I think that's the one sentence I said. And now she's absolutely convinced. She's aligned with me. And that's the power we observe within a month.
the entire company, the mindset is changed, the employee's mindset is changed. And when the mindset changes, everything changes. Yes, but few ethics in sales. Helping someone make a decision to help themselves does not mean buying you. It means keeping them and their goals at the center of the decision. Even if you don't make that sales, that's fine. You can proudly, smilingly say it's okay if you don't buy from me. You can come next year, next to next year. Or if you decide to buy from someone else, or you decide to do something else, or if you decide to remain where you are, I respect that. You should be happy if someone make a decision for themselves, independent of whether they choose to work with you or not. This is a very big thing. Next slide. Around the sales disappears. Like Nalli said, you are not desperate to sell anymore. The entire game has changed now. You are changing the metrics you are measuring yourself. And with that confidence, with that mindset, you can win every sale. That's the superpower you have. Now you are paying attention. You care more about people. You care more about your customers. What does this mean, paying attention? इसका क्या मतलब है? Who will explain? What does this mean, paying attention? Dipin.
Is to hear what the customer want and the customer want to do. It's not that what you want to sell.
And who is paying you to? Yes, Satyam?
Understanding the customer's pain,
Right.
delivering to him what he wants.
Right.
So you will
Solving his
eventually get
problem.
back what you wanted from him, maybe sometime later, if not now.
But go deep into the meaning of paying attention. He's paying you to pay
Attending,
attention.
understanding
Pay
your customer.
attention. Don't talk. Pay attention to his needs. Pay attention to his problems. Care for him more. Pay
Understanding your
attention
customer, basically.
So making a relationship basically.
Yeah, so he's paying you to pay attention. That's why the word is pay attention.
I would say understanding.
Yeah. The deep meaning of paying attention is your customer is paying you. Please pay attention to me. Not your business or your thing. I don't care. I want my solution to be, my problem to be solved.
He will only pay when the sales happen. If there is no sales, how would he pay you?
So when you pay attention, then they'll pay you. If you're not paying attention, you are only thinking centered about yourself, that I want to make this sell regardless of this person is benefited, not benefited, then they'll not pay you.
So this is the golden word you said.
Yeah. Most salespeople miss this. They go under the pressure कि मुझे number achieve करने हैं.
Pressure will not solve anything. It will confuse you. It will spoil your mind. It will spoil your day.
Yeah. You know what happened with Vivek Bindra in last 1 month? 200 crore business went down the drain because he did not pay attention to people's need, whether you are selling the right product to right people or not.
So I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Paying attention, yes, that's according to me, that's absolutely perfect to understand what the client wants. But we're actually having a problem with trade. My sales team is here with me, and the main problem is that today the trade has become such for brand, at the value and the mid to high level, that everybody wants goods on consignment, because the amount of discounting which has happened in fashion because of the larger brands and the bigger players, the discounting has literally put them in trouble. That's the pain they're going through. Even I understand that. They are going through it. And that's a problem which I'm trying to counter, At what space do we be? Because doing a sale to the same clients, all I have to do is tell them that I'll take a 10% stock correction and it's done. I'll increase the trade turnover 3 times, 5 times, in 1 year. It's like that. So it's a question. It's something which we are also trying to figure out. Anil is here
Very, very simple. Your business is commoditized. Who is the
Yes.
biggest brand in the menswear in the world? Who is the biggest brand, Rishi?
in menswear.
Yeah, world mein.
Um, oh, there are so
Zara
many.
maybe, but not in men's. In the casual segment, there's Levi's.
No, let's talk
Who's
Yeah,
about like
leading in
Tommy
India.
or other brand.
yeah. You have Tommy. You have
We have
Tommy.
Levi's.
Are they
Levi's.
facing the same problem you are facing?
Well, they have gone ahead with it in India.
They?
They have gone ahead with literally giving consignment to a lot of the top retailers in India.
Rishi, I'm sorry, not Tommy. Tommy is somebody who's built his brand over his image, and he really doesn't sell on discount, and he sells piece to piece. We all know that. Very successful brand in India. Quiet brand, but very well known and very successful.
And there are many like this, Satyan. It's not only Tommy.
Hmm.
There are a lot of brands here in India also in a lot of products or the services. They will not work without advance. They'll take their prices and they'll sell on their own terms because they are brands. When our business
See,
or service became commoditized, we are just like another business. Then we go through these issues.
uh,
So we need
uh,
to give serious thought on this. That
Yes.
what we missed in all those years when we had the chance to attain that position.
Hmm.
Today I told you the Kalki fashion. They are in ladies wear doing 200 crore, opening 7 more stores, planning for 500 crore, zero credit, zero loan,
Hmm.
tons of profits, good average order value of 23,000 rupees. Having
uh,
best of the best influencers. Recently at Lakme Fashion Week, they had Disha Patni talking about the brand. They came from 1,000 square feet store. They were only the fabric suppliers to the boutiques and they pivoted and they say, we want to manufacture. They start buying from other factories, then they set up their own factories, have their designing team in-house, open one more showroom in Delhi, step by step, carefully. They have made their position. They went to Nykaa and Nykaa was not putting them on the front page. They stopped giving them goods. They will not sell. They molded Nykaa in their favor. That if you put us on the first page, we are with you. Otherwise, we won't sell on your platform.
No, I agree what you said.
Ah.
That we've actually commoditized our brand.
So there the sales and everything
That
will
is the
be.
thing. Correct.
If I am not adding any value where I become Ferrari or Mercedes or Rolls of the world, then I have no terms. I have to, bend down on the customer's terms.
Hmm. Correct.
I think this is a long discussion, Sir Rishi.
Yeah.
I think we should have a
Yeah.
one-on-one with Sir with the team. I think
Yeah.
this is very important. I think we
Yeah,
need
we'll
to
do
fix
that.
up a time with him and have this with the team. Yeah.
But this was a very important discussion because a lot of people will come up with this question. I think Sachin was coming up with this question.
Yeah.
कि यार विंडोज में इतना भीड़ है कहां से मैं नखरा करूं because that business is commoditized and the commoditized business you are just like any other business, you have no edge no matter how much attention you pay. Nothing will happen, only the price talks.
Sir, there's a bitter pill you have to swallow. You have to decide, yes, your sales go down. We've done that now, not giving any discounts. We're fighting, we've come against a wall, but we are continuing to stand and say that we're not going to give discounts. And the sales are slowly going up because if the customer really wants it, they will come back. And when it comes to consignment, what you were saying, that I think is hard to change in this modern trade industry. But as far as distribution and all, we put our foot down only against advance payment. So it's a slow process. Then you lose out on a lot of deals, but ultimately then they know that these people are not going to be working without an advance.
Sir, I have to share the window industry in the retail segment. I've created a brand. The testimony for it comes that a sales trainer who's training who's into selling of windows, my competitor, is coming to close a deal in my office tomorrow. Okay. So unless and until you don't create a brand saying that no, I don't do all this shit work, then it actually works. And उसमें बहुत पैसा है, sir.
Right.
If people trust you, even the volumes are less, money is much higher than what you do greater volume.
So whoever
Now-
here is, people who are in insurance business, people who are in Kangen water, people who are in mutual funds, what's your differentiator? If you are commoditized your service, you are like just any other agent or advisor. You won't even get the appointment, forget about getting the business. People will be scared to take your visiting card in the networking meetings. But if you are an authority, like I know a chartered accountant, Anil Lamba, CAs are CAs, 15,000-20,000 rupees a month work. But Anil Lamba from Pune, he's written a book, Romancing with Balance Sheet. Once I requested him during lockdown, I met him at a speaking event. We were together as a speaker. Then we had lunch. So I thought he's become my friend. And I didn't know he was charging because at that time I didn't charge to speak at that event. So I asked him that, yaar, come Anil, speak at Tajurba people. He said, talk to my secretary. मैं समझ गया अभी secretary code देगा. So I messaged secretary, we क्या है? He said he charges 2 lakh rupees for 1 hour speech on Zoom.
He's in
And
States
his
now.
billing size with one company is at least 1 crore of rupees. And people
But
come
is
to
it-
him.
Anil Lamba is in States now.
Acha, you know him?
I know.
Okay. Well, I get his videos every Sunday, he sends Sunday musing and all that thing.
Suresh,
Uh,
Suresh, this, I just want to share. I
Yeah.
think one of the great stories which is emerging is Tajurba.
Right.
So, from just sitting in a conference room, few people, and evolving some processes and methods by which to launch Tajurba, and to the scale you have built the business, how to actually do a branding, and use technology. And I mean, if one could see your growth chart in such a short time, it is phenomenal. I think some point in time you can write a book and make it a bestseller for people to learn. Actually, these
Thank you.
steps you go through. Yeah. So why talk about others? We could talk about you and your brand, and just create steps to reach a stage where, I mean, it's a very jostled space. Networking, so many business networks are there, so many across the country, and you have taken on BNI.
Thank you, Praveen bhai. So paying attention. How many of you think I'm paying a lot of attention to you guys?
I do.
So you care more about people, your customer. You understand how to make high stake decision and how to help your customer or prospect to do the same high stakes. And in order to best serve them, only intention is to serve them. In the sales is always in the spirit of service, I say. So now the obstacle is a thing that blocks one ways or hinders progress. When you disagree with something prospect says, that's obstacle. Now, if supposing somebody comes to me, before even I explain him what is BTS is all about, what's the price, what is this program about, I want the information. अरे तो information लेने आया, program लेने आया यार. Then you go to every place and get the information. That's the obstacle. अभी उसने पूरा बात सुना नहीं है, उसका प्रॉब्लम कैसे सॉल्व होगा, क्या होगा. You want the information and the price. Objection is an expression of disapproval, a reason for disagreeing. When they disagree with something, you said that no, this program is not for me, this product is not for me, I don't want it right now. That's objection, that's easy. So the product will get them to their goal the way they want to go. Now this is important. The person must really want the goal and believe that the product will get them to their goal the way they want to go. Anybody here in the weight loss industry? Yeah, so Chandra Gowde has got gym. Now you tell them that my gym membership is, or Venkatesh is in yoga. That this is how we operate, this is what it is done, this is where it is done. You have to exercise every day, you have to go through this diet to achieve this result. But at the same time, you have to keep in mind how they want to do it. Maybe they are traveling a lot. Maybe they don't have any cook or anybody to eat, get the food at home. So you have to solve the problem and make them achieve their goal the way they want, not the way you want. And you and others will support them. All of you came on board because you knew you are getting one-to-one, you are getting your team training, you have lifetime support, you can call me anytime. And this is a very supportive group. How many of you agree with this? This is a very supportive group and help each other. This is a community. People who came here, met on the Diwali, they took their time, went out of their comfort zone. Some people flew out of, Suresh Jaiswal came from Pondicherry. A lot of people came to Delhi. And they went back with a lot of energy and enthusiasm. So it will work for them. Whatever you are giving them, selling them. And you must provide the proof that it will be more unreasonable to not to believe than to believe. For proof, for testimonials, that conviction, the honesty, authenticity in your voice, in your eyes, in your body language, and the physical proof. Yes, so many people. I've got 500 testimonials. Entire day I can play that testimonials. Go to LinkedIn, go to Google, read that. Go to YouTube, watch that success stories. You want to meet them, take 100 numbers from me, talk to them. What else you want? So this reason is gone that I don't believe you. Make sure this reason is gone. Then we'll talk about other. So if they are unsure of those things, they'll object to something else in the close. फिर कुछ और नाटक होएगा. So which is why you should expect no at first. If the people could make decisions, they won't need your help. They would just send you the money. So the objections, I don't want to buy right now. Totally reasonable. I agree with you. Question. What are the main criteria you are thinking through? Ask. Now understand, don't memorize, learn principle, not formula.
Yes.
So what you need to do is, every time I hear a lot of requests, previous slide, don't take pictures. Recording, not picture yaar. Because अगर आपने screenshot लिया वो ही नहीं देखना है, तो recording भी नहीं देखोगे. Most people here say screenshot, they don't look at them again. So instead of a screenshot, take the entire video, play that again, absorb that. Right now, understand the concept here. When you keep taking screenshot, you are losing attention. Better to understand, interact, talk, share your problems, share your issues. It's a very interactive workshop. So for your own sake, don't take pictures of these slides. All the stuff will be then recording. You are here, be here. Try to understand. You don't have to even memorize. Just understand the concept. You'll be able to do it yourself in your own way, in your own style. One, the basic funda is clear to you. Like right now, we're paying attention. Very simple thing, commoditized business, and we say we are struggling with the prices, we are struggling with the payment term. Because the edge is not there. This is another wonderful quote by Albert Ellis. If you would stop, really stop. Damning yourself, others, and unkind conditions, you would find it almost impossible to upset yourself emotionally about anything, yes, anything. So the cause of emotional disturbance, according to him, is the circumstances. I must get what I want when I want it, and I must not get what I don't want. I don't get what I want, and I can't stand it. Other people must treat me fairly, kindly, and if they don't, they are no good. They deserve to be condemned and punished. And on the self, I must do well or else I am no good. So first of all, the salesperson has to go out of this situation and at the same time understand that your customers are going through all this. They are facing all this. This is like an onion. Blame the circumstances, blame others, blame self. This is the entire onion of blame, and you have to peel layer by layer, layer by layer now. The big three scapegoats are circumstances, others, and self. So first of all, we got to get out of this, and then we help our customer also to get out of this. So even though these are the things that distort people's reality, they manifest in 5 different ways. And you need to be equipped to deal with these, that what customers are going through. So there are 5 most common excuses. Circumstances. In this, they'll say, I don't have time. They'll say, I don't see value. Then they say, this is not for me. How many of you go through these kind of objection, time, value, and fit? Type me in the chat box if you go through this objection. Then the next, blaming others. I don't have the authority to take the decision. I have to ask my wife. I have to ask my partner. I don't have the authority to pay or make the decision. Then on the self, avoiding, I don't want to do it now, I'm not ready for it. So these are the areas we're going to talk about: time, value, fit, authority, and avoiding. The entire closing is built around this after setting the context right. So I would like to hear some stories. Dipali is making some comments. So Dipali.
सर मेरे साथ तो आजकल पूछो मत, वीडियो कॉल्स पे बुकिंग करते हैं सर, 1.5 घंटा लग जाता है वीडियो कॉल पे बुक करना। अभी किसी ने जैसे 50,000 का ऑर्डर बुक किया, आप मान लोगे पहले तो 1.5 घंटा वीडियो कॉल पे बुकिंग करा, फिर एक हफ्ते बाद फिर डेढ़ घंटा लगाया, तो 3-4 घंटे गए। उसके बाद व्हाट शी सेड, शी वाज नॉट रिप्लाइंग। ठीक है, मेरे लड़के ने उसको थोड़ा पुचकारा, देन शी इज लाइक मुझे डिस्काउंट करो, तो सर डिस्काउंट करके उसने लगाया मुझे, आप यू वॉन्ट इमेजिन, मुझे 18% डिस्काउंट देना पड़ गया। मतलब वो डील इतनी वर्स्ट थी ना मेरी। और कई ऐसे हैं लोग वीडियो कॉल्स पे करते हैं और ब्लॉक कर देते हैं, कईयों का तो ये भी हाल है। मतलब आप समझ नहीं सकते मेरी प्रॉब्लम, कई अच्छे भी निकलते हैं, बट ये मेरे को बड़ी प्रॉब्लम्स आ रही हैं कि वीडियो कॉल्स पे बुकिंग करने के बाद या तो कस्टमर रिवर्ट नहीं कर रहा, या पेमेंट करने के टाइम पे डिस्काउंट मांग रहा है, तो मैं इसको कैसे करूं ओवरकम?
ब्रांड बन जा, ब्रांड।
सर ब्रांड तो बन ही रही हूँ अब।
बस ये जब तक तुम कल की फैशन नहीं बनोगी,
सर वो मैं समझ गई।
दिशा पत्नी जब पहन के दिखाएगी ना, तो तेरे लाइन लग जाएगी, पैसे देंगे लोग पहले, फिर ऑर्डर देंगे।
सर हम इन्फ्लुएंसर से भी बात कर रहे हैं।
हाँ।
अभी आप हमारा, अगर आपको टाइम लगा, मैं आपको इंस्टाग्राम का पेज भेजूंगी। तो हमने शुरू कर दिया, अब हमने ना मतलब इन्फ्लुएंसर से भी बात कर रहे हैं, तो वी आर ऑन द स्पेस, क्योंकि मुझे लग रहा है कि ये जो हमारा चल रहा है ना, ये ठीक है, शॉर्ट टर्म के लिए ठीक है, बट लॉन्ग टर्म के लिए नहीं चलेगा।
राइट। यस नली।
I'll take 3 minutes to explain. It's a bit long story, and it's over 10 years this event happened, and this is very important for me. I'll tell you why it is so at the end of the story. This is a customer I used to.
But 3 minutes, right?
3 minutes.
Okay.
Not more than.
I'll have the countdown.
Okay. So
Go ahead.
I was talking about investments. Obviously, he had a lot of money, and he was shopping for a good service provider. I was one of them. We already had a relationship. And besides me, he has Citibank, Axis Bank, ICICI Bank, and Blue Chip, one national distributor of mutual funds. So, I mean, we had a lot of conversation, a lot of time we had argued, we fought over my ideas and his ideas. I was disagreeing with him, went on like this for 3 months. They also came, and he also made me sit along with the competition as a spectator, not as a competitor. Then their perspective, I explained to him. Everything was went like time went by. Then one day he called me and said, and I'm the only guy who is charging, and rest of the other 4 are not charging him any fees. So one day he calls me that, let's conclude it. We concluded the business is about 1.3 crores. It's about 10 years, more than 10 years ago. So then it went on, business is happening as usual. Then time went by another 6-8 months. One day I was sitting at his home and we had a casual conversation with his wife, his daughter, and himself. Then in the heat of conversation between his wife and himself, she said, you only wanted Nalli to be your service provider. The other 3 people you didn't even consider. And that was a shocker to me. And I asked him what happened. He said, yeah, wo log to they were only trying to sell me because for everything what I say, they said, yes, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. Whereas you are the only guy who has been countering me and fighting with me and trying to prove your logic. So that's where I found there is a sincerity, and you never change your story. They kept on changing the stories. Their only objective was to take the check and go. So this gave me a lot of strength, and it was very pleasant surprise to me. I thought I wanted to share this story with him, and he's still my customer.
Thank you very much. Key takeaway, Sachin, over to you.
Sir, paying attention.
Paying attention. One word.
Don't be desperate. Mahabharat.
Wait, I'll come to everyone. Don't speak in between. I'll take the names and then you speak. Kuldeep.
Sir, of course, paying attention and do as per the way the client wants.
Right. Amit, Darji. Rajesh, you go ahead, unmute.
Understanding your customers.
Right. Dipjyoti.
यस सर, 2 पॉइंट, एक तो है कि अंडरस्टैंडिंग माय कस्टमर्स, जो कस्टमर्स का पॉइंट लिसन करना है, पेन जो लिसन करना है वो है, एंड द सेकंड एक्चुअली द इम्पोर्टेंट वन इज दैट वन स्टेप you have taken change entire your life. That's the most key takeaways of today's session, sir.
Right. Girish. Okay.
Pay attention, sir. Pay attention. Very great thing. I do that, but still, I have to do it more and more and more so that, I can sell it to customer.
Gautam.
सर पे अटेंशन सबसे बड़ा वो है, क्योंकि कई बार क्या होता है मेरे कॉल्स आते थे तो मैं थोड़ा डिसइंटरेस्टेड हो जाता, तो मैं वही अब सोच रहा हूँ कि जब भी किसी बैठूंगा तो उस पर फोकस्ड बैठूंगा, नंबर 1। नंबर 2, अंडरस्टैंडिंग द डीप पेन। पेन तो नजर आता है, कई बार वो पेन एकदम नजर नहीं आता, तो और अंदर उसको इंट्रीग करना है। वो आपका एक पॉइंट बड़ा था कि उसको कम्युनिकेशन में इन्वॉल्व करके वो ज्यादा बेटर।
चाइल्ड लाइक क्यूरोसिटी, पूछते रहो पूछते रहो पूछते रहो,
वही
बच्चे बन जाओ एकदम उस टाइम। गौरव,
Don't be desperate for your sales and never argue. Never try to argue. If he's, we can't insist him to buy also. So
टेक द प्रेशर ऑफ, प्रेशर में मत रहो मुझे बेचना है। बी ऑन
yes, sir.
दैट साइड, मैं तेरी तरफ हूँ भाई, चिंता मत कर।
Yeah, sir. Don't show desperation. Desperation में आदमी गलती करता है.
Right. Dipin.
Sir, many, if I have to rate one, I was very connected to the explanation that you gave for the pay in attention. That was very meaningful if we realize the importance and try to execute in our respective products and businesses. Thank you.
Right. Kuldeep ji.
Anji sir.
To never get desperate, that is the thing. To while a lot of customers will come up to you and talk about the pricing, especially in my product, it's all about pricing, it's all about offers and saying market mein sab 1:1 de rahe hai, to buy one get one free de rahe hai. But then not to, like, go back on our value and focus on value rather than price. So not to get desperate.
आप ना नीता के साथ जरूर 1-to-1 कीजिए।
Yes, sir. I will.
Both are from the same industry, so share the learning with each other.
Definitely, sir. I will connect with Neeta ma'am.
My key takeaway is become a consultant to your client.
Right. Suraj Jaiswal, are you there? Okay, Suraj. Okay, Suraj, go ahead.
Yes, sir. I think everybody has said, but one thing I just tell you that my key takeaway is that कि मुझे भी प्रॉब्लम होता है नाम भूलने का. Now I am going to make sure that कि नाम के साथ फैमिली के नाम, बच्चों के नाम उधर ही लगा दो. किसी को मिलते ही just take it out and start telling him. This is my biggest takeaway.
That's so true. That's so true, sir. That's a brilliant idea, really, because I have a problem with remembering names only.
Yes, Satyan. Unmute Satyan. You can't, your audio is not there. अभी सत्यन का audio गया.
So, am I audible?
Yeah, now you are audible.
Yeah. Well, the onion of blame, it's very common amongst a lot of us, including me, and of course the teammates. So it's something that we need to sit and talk about. 80% need help deciding in terms of, as far as sales pitch is concerned, as far as your customers there. That 80% is what you need to, and help them to help them. These things are very important. Listening to the customer, of course, that's the best key takeaway. I think this session had very good content, and I'm waiting for the next one very much.
Yeah, that will be the gold mine. Jyoti, unmute and speak.
हाँ जी, नमस्ते सर।
नमस्ते।
हाँ, मेरा की टेकअवे इज कस्टमर को समझना, तो उनके लिए उनके डिसीजन में हेल्प कैसे करें, तो वो पहला है। दूसरा है ब्रांड बनाना, और तीसरा है आपका जैसे ओनियन ऑफ ब्लेम्स रहता है, वो चीज है।
Nice. Right. Nalli, unmute and speak. Nalli, you're on mute.
Well, I just love the way you conduct session. That is my key takeaway.
Okay, thank you. I really appreciate noticing that. Partha, unmute here.
Well, pay attention is definitely one. Every point is key takeaway, but out of that key takeaways, the key takeaway is pay attention in an empathetic manner. So be on the side of the customer and be with them and listen to them completely so that they accept and know. They may say no, but at the end they will definitely come back to you. If you are another most critical thing, they smell. They can smell whether you are with them or not.
Yeah, it's intention, right. So, Badra.
Yeah, the session is phenomenal, G. Actually, paying attention is it is the one sentence, it comprises everything. And the way you say the example and set the example yourself now, made me understand very well. That is, what are your offering? And really, it was very, very nice. And another thing, that you ask us to learn AI, otherwise we'll be left out. That's what you're saying. That how to go about.
You're asking me?
Yeah. Actually, AI is very vast.
AI. Okay, I'll cover in this. Don't worry. The best way to learn is to teach. So I'm going to learn and teach you.
Oh, my. When?
I'll cover in this curriculum. I'm
Oh,
working on it, so I'll do few sessions on AI also. That how
oh,
can you increase
sir.
your productivity and help in your business?
Oh, very nice. Thanks.
Thanks. Neeta?
So, lot of things, great things, but it is just come across as genuine to your client and help them help themselves where to take a decision. And if you've convinced a client to buy, even if it's not your product, you have won half the game. So
Good. Shilpa? Okay, seek to understand.
Yeah, sir. So today's takeaway is seek to understand and not to argue, and also to maintain the childlike curiosity all the time. Thank you very much, sir.
Right. Preeti ji?
जी सर, मैं तो समझती हूँ कस्टमर भगवान होता है और बहुत अच्छे से उसकी बात को सुनना, समझना एंड ट्राई टू गिव द बेस्ट.
Right. Nikunj?
Pay attention is my main takeaway. Like paying attention to customers will solve many of problems.
Good. Sanjeev Das?
सर सीख रहा हूँ क्योंकि मैं तो वैसे इस तरह के करता नहीं पर बट इट्स ऑल लर्निंग एंड लिसनिंग एंड टू बी इन कस्टमर शूज कस्टमर को समझना बेसिकली ज्ञान तो सर थैंक यू वेरी मच.
हाँ नहीं, पर आपकी फील्ड में भी आपका कस्टमर तो वो जो गवर्नमेंट ऑफिसर है, मिनिस्टर है, उसको भी तो अटेंशन चाहिए.
नहीं, हम तो सर कभी कभी वही देख रहा था. मैं तो आपको रिसेंट इंसिडेंट बताया था ना, मैं चीफ को ही सुना के आ गया था, MES के आर्मी कर्नल को. तो कभी कभी वही सीखना जरूरत है सर, नहीं तो हम तो टेम्पर लूज कर जाते हैं क्योंकि कभी कभी ना, तो बहुत जरूरी है. थैंक यू सर. थैंक यू.
Praveen ji?
Yeah, I think, for me, what is most important is that from today's session is the fulfillment of your customer's need is more important than your need to sell.
Yes. Maya?
Hello, sir. Yes. Key takeaway, sir, from you is childlike curiosity and authenticity can be smelled by your customer. But more takeaway, I would say today was from Sachin to write down the customer's wife and वो जो family वाला. So right now I did Nikunj की wife का नाम धारा है. So I wrote it down that very moment. So we can connect anytime. And yes sir, I would agree with Nalli also that yes भी नहीं करना चाहिए अपने customer जो उन्होंने story बताई. Keep on doing yes and then but you have to stand by your point, but yes, softly make them understand. That is also very, very important.
True.
Thank you, sir.
Taking names of whom? Taking the names of whom?
Names of the wife and the family, like if you write it in your mobile, you can connect. Remember more. I am also bad.
What I'm asking. I mean, how is it connected? I mean, remembering the names of what?
If I, meet someone, his wife, and they introduce, so I note in the phone book under his contact that his wife's name is this. So supposing after 2 years his wife meets me, she will feel very bad if I ask her name again. Yeah, I met you last year. So then I already take out my phone. Okay, this guy's wife's name is this.
And that will be impressive. Actually, it will add an account, add to your.
But more than that, you are first of all guilty that I had met this person and I don't remember the name. And then by mistake, if you tell I forgot your name, then you're done.
Blunder hai wo.
Childlike curiosity for what, Jay? Childlike curiosity?
With the customer, when he says, I can't afford it, why? I don't like the quality, why? Keep asking questions. You'll get a lot of information by asking questions than rather talking.
I understand.
So anybody else like to share? We are Naomi aa gaya. Naomi ji.
Yes, sir. The best part is instead of getting offended when they say their price is high, ask and learn the art of asking the right question with a childlike curiosity, because that is where the real game is. We get offended that itna kyo bol diya, why are you saying that hamara price zyada hai and all those stuff. So instead of asking, be like a child and ask the right question. Learn that art. Ask of writing the right, asking the right question. That is the best takeaway.
कहीं तो कह देते चोर हो, ठग हो.
हाँ, सीरियसली वहां पे अपने इमोशंस को कंट्रोल करना इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट.
Right. Girish bhai?
Sir, You said, you are unable to store Zoom recordings beyond 30 GB. Then you should go for Microsoft or Google, where you can store up to 1 terabyte, one account, which costs some 150 rupees per month.
Zoom recordings you are talking about?
You can transfer the recordings there and store them.
Without downloading?
No, you'll have to download anyway. That's the
I have
unfortunate thing.
Google Drive. I'm storing everything. Don't worry. Bolo.
So आपने एक slide दिखाया था where left is what you want, right is what you don't want, and keeping yourself in the customer's shoes. I think that is something to be. मतलब वो rever करे बिना you should never go into a high value like meeting where it's a important customer or a high value customer. वो करे बिना कभी जाना ही नहीं चाहिए and only talk of what I want वाला section. So I think that is one. That was the most valuable thing for me.
Good. All right. So thank you very much, everyone.